Welcome back. You're watching the #1 home improvement YouTube channel in the entire world. Today, I have to mount this TV on this wall. I've been searching for my go-to TV mount, and this one here is going to be the one I'm testing out today. This one is made by Mounting Dream. It's a full motion, full articulating TV mount for smaller TVs. You can go up to 55 inches with this. It's probably stretching a little bit, but for this TV here, it's perfect. It's perfect. I'm going to put it right on this wall here. I'm going to show you how to find the stud. This is a wood framed wall, so we need to find the stud to put our lag bolts into, 3 lag bolts. I don't have a stud finder today. I'm going to show you some magic. Sit back, relax, and we'll see how well this works. Just want to give you a close-up of what TV mount I'm using. This will be linked in the description, and as I install it, I'll tell you some of the specifications. It's got these arms here. I don't have to use those for this TV, so there's a lot of adjustability in this mount. So there's these 4 arms here that attach in different ways. So you can have them going out to the side, you can have them going out at an angle. But for this one here, our holes are 8 inches by 8 inches. So this just screws right on the back. Mounting the bracketry to the television, it's pretty straightforward. Most people can handle that just by reading the directions. It's like putting a toy together. It's not very difficult. The issue comes when you need to fasten this to the wall. Now, even though this isn't a very heavy TV, if you get it cantilevered way out here like that, there's a lot of force pulling on this top lag bolt here. You need it to go right dead center of that stud, or else you could kill somebody. Alright, so pretty much we want it centered on this wall here. Studs are 16 inches on center. It gives us one option, the closest stud to the center of this wall. In new home construction, or relatively new home construction, most home construction, these outlets are nailed to a stud. So there's either a stud going up this side, or there's a stud going up this side. So what I can do is, anything important? Unplug this, pull this plate off. You can usually see inside. If you can't see inside, just take a little screwdriver and poke it in on the side of the box. Or so the stud runs on this side is my guess. But I'm still gonna pull this off and take a closer look. Always got my flashlight on me. Alright, I can easily see that the stud is right there. Wood stud right there. Just as I suspected. I'm going to leave links in the description to the flashlight I carry every single day, as well as my newer Gerber, what is this thing called? Gerber, made in the USA. I think it's called the center drive. So this thing, I don't leave the house without it. Doesn't matter if I'm going out to dinner, out to church. This thing is with me all the time. The level right there. Find my plumb line. Mark it. If you watched a lot of my videos, or many of my videos, you know that I just right there is where the knock test tells me. This screw here, it's possible that it's into the stud, but I also see it's got a drywall insert, so most likely that's not it. So we found our stud. We need to know where on this stud we need to place the bracket so that the top of the TV is at the desired height. This customer wants the top of the TV about 4 inches down from this screw here. So that puts us right here. This stage, I'm going to mount the plate, the mounting plate on the back of the TV. You got several options for different diameters of screws and different lengths of screws. You want your screw to go into the TV as far as it can. So I'm just going to take this screw here, see how far it goes in, and then I have to use some spacers because we don't want it bottoming out and cranking into the insert. This is real thin, so where are Where are those spacers at? Comes with all sorts of spacers and washers. I can already tell that I'm probably going to use the G spacers. Now there are screws that fit the hole and thread in and give enough room, but there's not enough thread that I'm comfortable with. So right about there, from the tip of my finger to the end, that is the only amount of thread that would be in there. Because these holes are recessed a little bit. That's not enough. That's not enough. You're going to kill someone doing it that way. So we get this one in here, goes in just like that, and we put a little plastic spacer so that we can actually snug it down with a lot of thread in the insert. Oh, it's going to be perfect. Perfect. Perfecto. I'm going to put all the washers on the screws. This little hanging cleat here, little like French cleat, this goes up. So you don't want to install it this way. That's how the spacer works. You're probably wondering, well, why don't they have the perfect screw? Well, this is a universal TV mount. And it's meant for a lot of different TVs. I'm going to give you a close-up right here of how deep or how recessed this is before the thread starts. You see how far in that is before the threads start? So this screw would work if those threads started right at the back of the TV, but they don't. That's why I'm not comfortable using this one, because there's not enough threads to bite all the way in there. So here is the articulating mount. This part goes up against the wall. This part goes right up like that. There are two screws we'll put in later, but what I'm trying to do is get the distance from the top of the TV to this first hole here. So what I'm going to do is collapse this all down. Hold it up there. Get out your pro grade tape measure. Nothing but pro grade stuff around here. So it looks like 5.5 inches from the center of this hole to the top of the TV. Yeah, 5.5. Now I've got to pre-drill the holes in the stud before I put my lag screws in. The directions call out for a 5/30 seconds. Where's 5? There's 7/30 seconds. Pilot hole. Got your contractor grade drill. Measure 5.5 inches down. Put a little cross mark. These are my vertical marks. These ones here are plumb with the 2x4 down there. These ones are plumb. This one is my knock test. So I think the center is slightly over from where I measured up with the level. So I'm going to put a little cross right there, and that's where we're drilling our first pilot hole. Now another way to find the dead center of this is to take like a thin awl and you poke holes until you find the edge of the stud on both sides, and then you drill your pilot hole in the dead center. I'm pretty good at finding holes, so I'm not too worried. So the next pro grade tool you're going to need, can you tell I'm messing with you, is an impact driver. And this little attachment here. This is a 3/8 inch drive socket attachment that goes into all your impacts. Doesn't matter which brand, this end will go into it. I'll leave a link in the description for a kit. It costs like $7, maybe $10. That has 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive. So in situations like this, you're not out there with a wrench or even just a regular socket. You can get some stuff done fast. Real fast. These are the lags that came with it. Nice solid lags, just like that. And that's how it fits right in there, your impact. Just so you don't get confused, it even comes with an arrow. So how do I know that was in the center, or the majority of the center, the meat of that stud? Well, because I've driven a couple 100 million screws, bolts with these impacts, I know that that had a lot of bite. Now if I was off to the center, what would happen is that stud would crack out, and it wouldn't, that clicking noise, that hammering for the hammer part, or the impact part, would speed up. And once you seat the bolt here, it would start spinning. So I know that that's in there good, real good, deep, tight, in there deep and tight. Put my level up here. You don't have to use such a big level. And I'm just gonna bump this over. Now this is getting the bracket plumb. Once we get the TV mounted on here, there may be quite a bit of difference from this to the actual TV, and I'll show you how to level that up once we get to that point. But we want a good starting point. We'll make sure this thing is good and level. You can feel it when the head of this bolt starts sucking in, it's just hammering hard. It's hammering pretty hard. That's how you know you got a good bite. You can even see the metal flex in. So I'm going to hang this TV on here. Man, this is like with TV. I'll take the bottom bracket off here in a minute. Don't freak out on me. There you go. Makes me want to get a TV. Okay, right here are two lower TV mounting screws. They're an Allen head. So that gives you adjustability on the actual TV. And a lot of them you have to go back to the wall plate or the wall mount to do your leveling. That's one thing that I like about this, and I may make this my go-to mount for these medium to smaller size TVs. Now the mounting kit came with an Allen wrench, but I have my multi-tool on my hip, and it even includes this full kit of bits. And I've got a bit. I got a bit that fits this on my hip. So I got my bit on my center drive. Liking this thing more and more every day. Just gonna snug it down loosely, because these are the screws that adjust the side to side leveling of this TV. Let's loosen it up here. It's time to ditch the base. The reason I left it on there is if something goes wrong, I gotta readjust something and take the TV off. I've got something to set it on. We've got to discuss the wires. There are going to be some wires exposed for now. I might do a future video on how to put a Smurf tube in. From here down to there. Put another box right down there. Everything goes in, up the tube, and out and into the back of the TV. I do anticipate there being blocking in this wall. So you'll have to stay tuned on how I find the blocking, how I deal with the blocking. Keep in mind there's another staircase that goes to the basement on the back side of this wall. So that does give me access where if I need to do a drywall repair, it's in a dark stairwell to a basement. It's drywalled, it's not exposed. That would be nice if it was exposed. But for today, I'm just going to hook it back up and you're going to see some wires. This is the model number. Again, I'll link this in the description. This is the smaller end of the spectrum that this is approved for. The other thing I noticed is a lot of their measurements in the instruction are in millimeters. So this thing goes up to 400 by 400 millimeters. Have no idea what that is in inches. Someone will tell me down in there. Goes up to 77 pounds. I don't know if I would put 77 pounds on there. 26 to 55 inch TV. It does come with a little level. I didn't bother to use it. I had my own. But again, check it out in the description. Also, I will leave a link to this bad boy here. I love this thing. Don't leave home without it. Also, you'll get a link to my EDC flashlight. Don't leave home without that. Even if I'm going to the beach, it's all coming with me. You're going to want to hit that subscribe button. You're going to want to hit the bell so that you don't miss the video of what I do with this. What am I going to do with all these unsightly wires? I got to get them inside the wall. So stay tuned for that so that you don't miss out. Goodbye.